Welcome to the Murphy, Sam, and Jodi After the Show podcast.
So today's Wednesday, and this is the last Wednesday that we will be together in 2024. Because, well, you and I, Murphy, will be together on Christmas Day and New Year's Day.
You're talking about me, you, Sam,
producer Faith. I'm talking about, the team
before we do
here.
vacation.
The fam.
Yes.
Sure,
Okay.
the fam, the work fam. And it's Wednesday, so I thought, let's do a Keep the Wow podcast. I want to do the Keep the Wow of your year 2024. I have a couple of things that would be a wow, and I really think that you do, Sam.
I'm full of wows this year.
Let's hear it.
I went to, obviously skydiving.
Yeah, that's probably number one.
That would be big wow number one.
Bucket list, life change.
I got to go to Boston. I got to see the Red Sox play in Fenway Park. Three baseball stadiums this year, because I've been thinking about that. I got to go to Fenway. I got to go to the Diamondback Stadium, and we went to Riverfront or Cincinnati, Great America Ballpark.
Yeah.
So I got to see three major league games this year.
In 1 year.
Yeah. I got to eat pizza that I've always wanted to eat in New Haven.
Which is called?
A Beats.
A Beats.
With
right. I'll never forget you teaching me that.
Yes, and the cheese you put on it is moots. Moots. You just want moots? Yeah.
Wow, you have to know what you're doing there, huh?
You mean mozzarella? And I still not finished because when we break here this weekend, I'm flying to L.A. to see my son Jack. So I'm staying there through Thursday, so I get to see him over Christmas.
Christmas in Cali.
That's great.
Yeah, that's very exciting.
So this has been one of those years where I've done lots of traveling, seen lots of things and do lots of things I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
And jumped out of a plane.
It's been happy, mostly.
Mostly, yeah.
I know, and that's what life is. You can't be happy all the time, but hopefully you're not down all the time either.
No.
It's a give and take. You have some happy and some sad with every passing year.
Yeah, it's like 90-10 with me.
Okay. I know. I'm familiar. Murphy, we have a big one.
25 years of marriage.
25 years.
Yeah, I was going to put that was at the top of my list.
Yeah.
Smart.
It's a big milestone. Yeah, right.
It's mine too. It's a wow.
Yeah, it's a wow. It's a milestone. It's coinciding with the fact that our oldest Taylor is taking 1 year off and getting ready for grad school, and that our youngest Phoebe is not only in college figuring out what she wants to do, but she's comfortable doing air travel now. So she's actually going. She's got a friend that lives in New York City, and so now she's able to travel without the fear and all that. And
today.
Yeah. Yes, you're right. That is today.
And for y'all, she's found a major she really loves.
That's one of mine. I have one for Taylor and one for Phoebe, in addition to our 25 years together, married. But another one is that Phoebe is doing School of Music, and that is just right up her alley. And it's the first time I've seen her love school since elementary school.
Yeah.
Because some people love school and they love the structure of it, but she just doesn't love school. She's more of an artist type. She loves what she learns, but she doesn't want to be tested on it, things like that. And there are still tests in music school, but she's doing choir or chorale, they call it. And she said that's her absolute favorite. So to see her enjoy college, with not even any thought of what you have to know for after college, we've said, let go of that. Yeah. You might not make a living with music, but take advantage of this opportunity that we're, happy to provide you with, going to college. We're lucky that we can provide that.
Yeah.
And so for her to be happy in that space, and she's a sophomore in college, is fantastic. The thing for Taylor is to watch her begin to adult, because adulting does not happen overnight. You don't go from I'm a kid, I'm a teenager, to I'm an adult overnight. It does not happen that way.
It's sort of a zigzag path.
It happens in a lot of little ways, and there are setbacks and there are hard lessons. But to watch her learn, begin to adult, it also changes the way you parent.
Yeah.
There are times when we want to talk to her about something, or she comes to us and we realize, it's not for us to say, it's to empower her and give her, our thoughts. But hey, it's your decision.
Yeah.
You're 23 years old.
Well, and you have to have the courage to be able to step back enough where they're not going to hurt themselves, but if they don't experience it for themselves, then, because that's how we did too, right? So I agree with you on that. But what about your personal wows? I'm curious,
Jodi, 25 years
you. being
married and working together is very much a wow.
Yeah.
And I will say this, when we celebrated our 20-year anniversary, I remember having a moment with myself. I was in the car going, whoa, 20
Yeah.
years of my life. I have been committed to this and in this, and that is a moment where you go, whoa.
Right.
And because it is a big chunk, it's an era. And so now 25 is even, I think, bigger
Yeah.
somehow, because we are not the same people we were when we got married.
Mm-mm.
And so many people grow apart.
Yeah.
And so it is work and it is hard to stay together.
Yeah. But
It also works too for me.
It does, yeah. I mean, I think we've grown, together. So some of my additional wows from this past year are the travel that we've done together. Those fun moments where it's weird after a lifetime of raising, two girls, and then so we have these things that we do on our own again.
Yeah.
You and I are not in an awkward spot, and I really like that.
We were
it's
at
actually
first,
fun.
I think. Yeah.
Well, I was missing them a lot. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
the house got so quiet. I just didn't. I really was mourning that, and that surprised me. That was last year that
Mm-hmm.
happened. But but yeah. So you're right. But this year, I mean, to me, going in to see our friends Mark and Audra, and just being able to hang out in a place that is a completely judgment-free zone, and you relax and have that kind of friendship in your life is really meaningful.
It is.
And I view all of my friends that same way, my close friends. And then the other thing is, for me, this is year 2 of me getting back into the workout game. When COVID hit, like for a lot of people, well, since I'm type 1 diabetic, there was a 6-month period, remember, before there was no vaccine, there was none of that. There were all the cautions and things to worry about. So I didn't know how much risk I really was going to be at or not. And so going into, a gym was not going to be a place that I would go for a while. Well, and then so vaccine comes along, life moves on, and the next year I'm still not back in that groove at all. And I started to feel it. So it was at the beginning of 2023 where I said, all right, it's time to get back in this game. And I've been consistent since then with it, and that's just
Feels
something.
good.
Well, it does feel good because it's something that I'm truly doing just for. Well, not just for me. I'm doing it for you too,
It's
Jody,
okay to
because I
do
want
it
to be
for
around.
you.
Well, but you know what I'm saying, for you and the girls, and I want to be around and all that. But it's one of those many things that there's so many things that I do and love doing for other people, but that's something that I'm doing for me that. It feels like an achievement, every time I push a weight into the air or whatever it is, that it's a sense of accomplishment.
Totally.
you know?
Self-respect.
And those kind of things, the reason that's the perfect definition of what you call keep the wow. And here's why, because life has all the other challenges and surprises that come at you. And it's very easy to get derailed by things. Just life happens. And then, and things are negative sometimes, and you have to remember to take a breath and appreciate the things that you have and the things that you are doing right, and not be derailed by the negatives. That's really what keep the wow is.
Yeah.
And
Push
so
the rest out and keep.
Yeah.
You have good things every day. You
and-
just have to acknowledge them.
Yeah, and I would say that those are both really simple wows. My exercise and the time that you and I get to spend. Now that's quality. Not in the work environment kind of time.
Right. One thing that's a wow for me this year that's personal, that has nothing to do with you, and it snuck up on me. I didn't expect it.
What's that?
It's that you guys know I love to go, go, go.
Mm-hmm.
I love to be doing things and fill up my days and with plenty to do, and going with friends and going places. And it snuck up on me that I'm happiest at home, not going.
Yeah.
I've said no more this year to, hey, do you want to join? Like my friend Melanie will call, or last minute, and not that I don't want to see her anytime I can, every time I can, but it's just like I'm good, and I'm going to bed earlier.
Yeah.
I have to. This
Yeah.
Work that we do is early and can be demanding, and you have to be on. And I used to push it, whether I really should have or not. I used to. I'm like, well, I'm going to stay out, or I'm going to go do it. I'm going to say yes to everybody. I don't do that. I say yes to me more often. It's like,
That's
what do
smart.
I really want to do right now? And if it's sit in bed and watch true crime at 8:00 at night, that's what I'm going to do. And I'm doing a lot more of that. And I'm happier for it.
Yeah, that's balancing self-care.
I'm happier for it.
Warren Buffett's the one that says, one of the most important decisions that you can make is knowing when to say no. Now, that doesn't mean say no to everything.
No.
It means knowing what you're supposed to say no to. And,
listen to you.
In the big picture. Right, exactly.
Listen to you.
Yeah. And then, I mean, to me, the other wow is really the four of us in this room. When I say four of us, it's me, Sam, Jodi, and producer Faith, because we've been working together, and Faith's been with us now for almost 4 years, I guess now, Faith. Isn't that right? Something like that? Yeah. And me and Sam and Jodi have been working together. I'm trying to do the quick math. 1997. What's the math? 27 years. And it's actually, it was the first week of December 1997 that all of us, the three of us, began working together. And when you tell people,
I sat down in this chair to audition, and I never left.
Right. So 27 years, and being able to work together, have a routine, have a real team mentality, come in like it's, every day is a new day, looking forward to the future, and being able to, I know it doesn't sound like working, like we're doing our.
Sam thinks it feels like Groundhog Day sometimes.
Right.
It does sometimes.
It does.
We are doing, what we do for a living well, if we make it look easy and effortless. That's what it's supposed to be. When we're trying to provide on a daily basis on the radio show and in the podcast is escape or connection or whatever it is that that you need. But
we put real thought into it.
Yeah, we do.
It's not, we don't just sit down and roll.
But to be able to, I don't know how many people have really been able to work together as a unit. It's rare when you think about 27 years.
Yeah. It is.
And it's almost like time changes around us because we've been in the same room together.
We understand
same building,
each other. We have a real rhythm together.
And what's even harder than 27 years? 32 years.
That you've been working with Murphy. Okay.
That's right. Yeah. We do need to insert that Sam and I have been together a little bit longer.
I know.
than
I'm happy. Happy for you for
Until
that.
she came along.
What's so funny about you saying that is the day when I did come along after I auditioned, and Murphy told me I could have the job. So before you and I were personal.
Sounds
really.
weird to say that too, because it's not.
Sam was walking past my cubicle, and he was making some sort of joke, some sort of snide. Probably tried to scare me or whatever. And I told you. I remember telling you. Don't remember this, but I do. I remember telling you I'm going to be joining you. Like I got the job, and you were like,
I said,
awesome.
Yeah, whatever.
No.
Oh.
You reached your hand over the cubicle, and you shook my hand, and you said, "Congratulations. Let's just be yourself." And I said, "I will."
Oh, I said that?
You did.
Wow.
Doesn't sound like something you'd say.
No.
Hey, you have those moments.
Was I sure it was you on the other side?
Yeah, you definitely were. You sat right across from me, remember?
Mm-hmm. I think that's great. And
Murphy had an office, as he always has, and we're cubicle people.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks. Wow.
Yeah, we're out with the riffraff.
You deserve it. You have all these important phone calls and things you have to shut your door for.
I'm glad you brought this up. I think anybody. It's a great time. It's a natural time of the year to look back. Maybe that's something you share with your family too when you're getting together or whatever. Your own personal wows, your wows with your family, and it's a great conversation starter.
They can come from something hard. I'm not saying that we Pollyanna anything.
Oh no!
If you've had a hard year, but there are wows in it. Maybe you're closer. Maybe you've come through a difficult situation with a friend or a family member or something like that.
And that's the reason.
Wow.
That's the reason to keep the wow, right? Exactly, because you're going to need it when those tough moments come up.
I'm glad that you brought the skydiving in, Sam, because that was
gutsy.
Literally,
fun.
When you told us, you've been talking about it all these years. 27 years I've been hearing this man wants to skydive, and one Monday he just said, "Oh yeah, I scheduled it. I'm doing it." Oh, I almost fell out of this chair.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I fell out the plane.
Missed any part of the show? Get it all on the Murphy, Sam, and Jodi podcast.